Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending where you are from around the world. I see we have people from Texas, from South Africa, from Brazil. Exciting. Lovely to have you all. So welcome to the DID Academy. This session is all about helping users unlock the full potential of our AI products and sharing how we ourselves at DID use them, alongside some other generative AI tools and what we use them for in the marketing context. My name is Ron Friedman. I'm head of content and creative marketing at DID. And with me today is Libi Michelson, our extremely talented content marketing manager. Hey, Libby.
Hi, everyone.
So together we're going to introduce you to our tools, how we use them ourselves. We hope this is going to inspire you to be more creative and productive in your work. We'll get started with a brief introduction to DID for those who may not be familiar with our products and offerings. And we'll save a few minutes at the end for questions. So feel free to drop them in the Q&A. That's what we're going to be monitoring for questions, and use the chat for general comments, and hit those reaction buttons so we know you're there. So just getting started. DID's core capabilities are in the world of AI video generation. We use AI to generate new video frames of people's faces based on photos or videos and match them to written or recorded scripts. The company itself, we were founded in 2017, originally as a cybersecurity company, but then in 2021, so 3 years ago, we entered the video generation space, leveraging our expertise in the human face to create avatars. Since that time, we've grown pretty substantially, raised tens of millions of dollars in funding from international VC firms, and more than doubled in size in terms of personnel. As you can see, roughly 90 people in offices all across the world. A couple of numbers to illustrate our growth. So more than 180 million videos have been created using our platform. Got more than 270,000 people who've generated an API key, meaning they're building products of their own using DID's platform. We're used by hundreds of large enterprises, including many of the Fortune 100. And we have a new sign up to the studio roughly every 3 seconds. And our mobile app that we released, I guess it's about 6 months ago, is used by, it was downloaded more than 1 million times. Very pleased with our mobile users. When it comes to our solutions, we've got 2 primary ones. So one is AI videos, talking about easy to create AI avatars to help make your video content more engaging. It's going to be either image-based or video-based, meaning you can animate any image of a face that you upload, or use one of our bank of pre-existing photorealistic premium avatars. In addition, enterprise customers can actually have a premium avatar of themselves made, provided they send us some video material on which to train it. We work with a couple of voice providers, namely 11 Labs, people are familiar with, and Microsoft Azure. Also provide instant voice cloning capabilities, and you can create a video based on text to speech. So insert a script in text, or based on an audio recording of yourself, of anybody else. Our other solution is real-time AI agents. We're going to talk about it more in a bit, but in a nutshell, these are interactive digital humans who can engage in a conversation on behalf of the creator based on your own definitions. Now, agents can be shared or embedded on websites. Again, we'll go into more detail about them and how we make them in just a little bit. For those who are more technologically or technically inclined, we also have an API. That provides more flexibility and control of the avatars, allows developers to build applications using the core technologies of DID. And we also have, DID is also available as plugins, PowerPoint, Canva, making it super easy to use to integrate our avatars or avatars made on our platform into these popular presentation design tools. And just to show off a bit, here are some of the awards that we've won over the years. Just recently, we're particularly proud. We were one of the first honorees to receive the QB's Award. This is from Harvard School of Design. And also, a couple of months ago, we won multiple Muse Awards for some of our creative and design work. So lots to be proud of there. We're going to dive in. I spoke earlier about hundreds of millions of videos that have been created with DID Studio. So one of the most kind of fun and inventive uses was a spoof ad. It was created by a German creator who's known on social media as Demon Flying Fox. He used our platform, created images of characters from the Harry Potter universe in a video generating AI tool, brought them to life using DID, and featured them in a mock commercial for Italian fashion brand Balenciaga. Let's see what he did.
You have your mother's Balenciaga.
It's beautiful, isn't it? The Balenciaga.
All right, now that video you saw there got tens of millions of views on TikTok, YouTube, various social channels. But he went on to make a series of them with other fictional universes like Star Wars and Breaking Bad. And he wasn't alone. As you can see, it was a hit. It resulted in thousands of copycats. Balenciaga spoof ads for any IP you can think of, pretty much. Now, why do we believe that this video and other videos that have AI avatars do so well? From our research and from our insights, it's all to do with the face. So we're human beings. We're hardwired, genetically, evolutionary. We take to respond to other human faces. So videos with faces get higher attention. They're more likely to be remembered and more likely to trigger a response, a reaction. Taking all that into account, and all I've kind of spoke about DID and its capabilities, we want to share how we put these findings to a test. We're going back in time, December 2023. We on the marketing team wanted to create a video campaign to announce a special Christmas sale. And some of you who are DID users might have received this email. Now, we had done kind of sales campaigns before, but for this one in particular, we wanted to test out two things. We wanted to test out the impact of video and the impact of personalization. So what we did, we went to Dolly, created an image of Santa Claus, and using a voice from 11 Labs, brought it to life in the DID studio. That covered us for the video element. But to increase conversions even more, we wanted to try something new in video personalization. So anyone who's a marketer knows that adding personalization helps. Think of that personalization tags in emails. But when it comes to video, there is no simple way to make hundreds of thousands of different versions of video, each one addressing a unique recipient. However, using DID's API, we were able to instantly generate more than 120,000 videos, each one of them containing a personalized greeting with Santa Claus addressing each recipient by name. Let's see what it looks like.
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas, Aaron! I've got a special gift for you from DID. Enjoy 20 credits for DID Creative Reality Studio to create your very own holiday greetings. Also, check out the latest offerings like DID Digital Agents and the mobile app. Click the button below and start spreading holiday cheer.
I'll just interject, and first of all, I find that voice to be so funny and soothing. But if you're wondering what our results were, we saw a 300% increase in conversions from the personalized emails over non-personalized emails. We did an A/B test. And we were really, really surprised at this outcome, so much so that we actually wrote a case study about it, which you can find on our website under the resources tab to find out exactly how we put it together.
Yeah, well worth checking out that case study and all the case studies that we have on our website. But next, this brings us to DID agents. So this is a product we released probably around 6 months ago. And what they are, they're talking avatars. Just like we saw in the previous videos, the only difference being, major difference, is that instead of a person writing the script that we want the avatar to say, kind of the quote unquote brain that's operating the avatar is actually a large language model. So the result is an interactive character you can hold a face-to-face conversation with. So scripts written in response to users' questions are generated in real time by the AI. The beauty of the agents is that you're just relying on kind of an out-of-the-box model like ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. You can actually customize the agent to interact according to you or your company's specifications. So have it say have it discuss topics that you want to be discussed, not kind of an open chatbot asking anything. When it comes to breaking down what an agent's made of, we're talking about the avatar itself. With the capabilities we've already mentioned. So avatar capable of hundreds of voices, hundreds of languages, a range of facial expressions and motion, perfect lip sync, all the features that we have in our default avatars. Second element is the large language model with natural language understanding and natural language processing capabilities that facilitates the conversational aspects, and you can tailor with the help of a prompt. And the third element is a knowledge base that employs RAG, retrieval augmented generation, and that ensures the conversation remains grounded, meaning it's on topic without the inclination to make up answers, no hallucinations that we're familiar with from kind of general chatbots. We'll dive deeper into each one of these in another case study in just a bit. So, once after we released Agent, naturally we created one of our own. In our case, it's an agent that we augmented with knowledge about DID, our products, our services, and we prompted it to be kind of friendly, informative, and engaging. Folks, meet Dan.
Hey Dan, explain natural user interface to me as if I was 5.
A natural user interface, NUI, allows users to communicate with technology through face-to-face conversations. It aims to adapt to human communication patterns, making it easier for people to engage with technology.
How can DID agents help my customer support?
Agents ensure that follow-up calls are never missed and ticket details are always accurate, helping to increase customer satisfaction scores like CSAT and NPS. Agents provide full, accurate, and immediate responses to customer inquiries, benefiting your company's customer service operations.
By the way, you can speak to Dan yourself by visiting the agent's product page on our website. And we actually created his brother, Ben, who is roaming around the website. Feel free to try and see if you can find him.
Yeah, and yeah, you can ask put them to the test at Dan and Ben, anything you like.
Yes.
Surprising amount of knowledge there. It's a good time if you haven't tried speaking to an agent before. Just before we go on to the next case study, we have a question for you, and please answer in chat so we can get to know you and your work process a bit more. But which AI tools do you use for work? Take a couple of seconds to list them down. Curious to hear what you're working with. All right, Libby, you wanna go ahead and dive into the next one?
Sure. Okay. So on that note, I wanted to talk about, sorry, people, I just want to chats just came in. We had ChatGPT, Perplexity, Pi, Llama, Gemini, a lot of things that actually I'm going to talk about soon. Claude, which is very popular right now. So personally, I haven't tried it yet, but we're going to talk about that. So I'm going to keep going. So our second DID lab case study kind of happened around January. We were planning our content calendar and we decided to challenge ourselves to build an in-house campaign for Valentine's Day. And we were trying not to be cliche. We wanted to do something different. So we decided to see if we can create a multi-channel campaign without using outside vendors. By that, I mean not hiring a video editor, not hiring a graphic designer, doing everything in-house. And, we're an AI company, so why not? Let's see what we can do. So our first channel was a video that we created using generative AI tools. And I'm first going to show you the video, and then I'm going to break down how we did that. So enjoy.
I noticed you haven't touched your coffee. Something on your mind, Emily?
It's this new story I'm working on. It's challenging, but I can't talk about it yet.
You know you can trust me, right? We've been through a lot together.
It's not about trust. It's just complicated.
I know we've had our ups and downs, but I'm here for you.
That's just it, Alex. I'm afraid this story might change everything for us. The person I'm investigating, it's someone from your past, Alex.
My past? What are you saying?
I don't know all the details yet, but it's someone you knew before you came to this city. Someone important.
I left that life behind me, Emily. For a reason.
Alex, please. Whatever it is, we can face it together. Don't shut me out.
I need some time to think.
I'll find the truth, Alex. For us.
So yeah,
Okay,
a round of applause for Alex and Emily.
Yeah. So someone just asked if it's supposed to be more Sims-like. I think part of what we were going for was a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek, like soap opera drama. Like, obviously avatars aren't in love, but like this is how we would imagine it. And I'm still kind of laughing at it, watching it like the 9 millionth time. So if it's still making me laugh, then that works for me. So step one, how we did it. What's the story? So we decided in our meeting that it would be fun to create this soap opera, and we wanted to see how far we could take it with using AI or generative AI. And so right away we went to ChatGPT. I think this is even before 4.0 came out. It was just like the ChatGPT, the
default like 3.5.
Exactly. And I wrote a really simple prompt: write me a 1-minute daytime soap drama about a romantic relationship between two characters. And ChatGPT, of course, delivered. Here you can see it provided the title, Whispers of the Heart, the scene, Cozy Cafe, and then even our characters, Emily and Alex, with a little bit of a short description about who they are. We loved it. The truth is, I don't even think we made any changes to the script. We just were like, that's good. Next, step 2, who are the characters? So obviously we needed a visual. Again, went to an AI image generator and we tried a bunch of different things. A big part of using AI image generation is learning how to prompt properly. These are some of the prompts I used to get Emily and Alex to look the way that we envisioned. Obviously, it's Valentine's Day, so I added pink. She's a journalist, wanted to make her look serious, things like that. So this is kind of, it was like kind of a touch and go where we did different prompts. I wanted her arms up, I wanted her arms down, I wanted a blank background. So that's kind of what we worked with. And we tried a few different types of image generators, and we weren't really getting like this photorealistic results that we were seeking. In the end, we created Emily with the hair up. through Canva's AI, and we used Leonardo.ai to create Alex. As you see, where we started with Alex and where we ended, not very far, but just wasn't working for us. So really, as a word of advice, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to interject and say, like, so you can go wherever you want with the image prompts, but do know that DID has some limitations on the types of images that we can animate. So unfortunately, we don't do animal faces. Unfortunately, it can't be something too alien. Our algorithm again was trained on human faces, so the face has to be generally human-like. And we have it in the studio. If you're creating a video, kind of give you directions on what the best practices are, what the best image that's going to animate the best. So things like short hair works better than long hair, or having sunglasses sometimes distorts the animation. You can try it out for yourself. A lot of it is trial and error, but those are some basic guidelines.
Yeah, and I also add, you see I wrote serious, straight face, like a mouth that's closed is usually better. I didn't want anyone smiling because it just kind of distorts the way the mouth moves. And I also recommend trying out different image generators such as Midjourney, ChatGPT, Stable Diffusion, which is what we have in the studio, as each has its strengths and weaknesses. They all do different things. I would say that ChatGPT doesn't really work with photorealism, so that's kind of why we stayed away from that one. Okay, next. So we were just talking about the studio. This is how we did it. So we merged the image, the avatars that we chose for each one. Each character has to be done separately. So I uploaded Emily's avatar and into the Creative Reality Studio, which is our platform. And we took the lines from our ChatGPT script and I uploaded the text, making sure to use like punctuation, pauses. Like I interjected like where she needs to kind of talk slower or where she needs to kind of take a breath, because the platform, we're basically training the platform how we want the text to be read. And this is also trial and error. Sometimes they'll say it in a way that you think is too fast, and then you kind of go back and you fix it. I also chose her voice down below, which is Charlotte. And then I literally click generate video and it starts to process it. And it's kind of as easy as that.
Yeah, it takes seconds. I'll just note that the studio itself, you can create videos in practically any language. We have 120 languages and dialects available, and in addition to that, each language has a wide selection of voices you can choose from. So male, female voices, different accents, different pitches, different tones of voice. Again, you can try them all out in the studio before you generate the video, so it doesn't accumulate credits. But it's worth spending some time to make sure you got the voice that you want. A lot to choose from there.
Yeah, I'd say a lot of times you look at a face and you're like, that voice just doesn't belong to that face. And so you kind of just go through and you just keep going through them. I also wanted to add that you can add text onto the canvas. If you look on the left, there's a little text option. And you can also remove background. Like technically I could have taken that pink background out and I can replace it with any background using kind of like an in-app image search within the studio. Okay, then step 4, build your video. So we chose to create this in Canva. Again, we have a Canva professional subscription, whatever it's called. And so obviously there's going to be more options when you have that. It can also be edited in After Effects, DaVinci, whatever kind of video editing software you have. I went with Canva, and it's probably pretty user-friendly and doesn't take a lot of learning. So this is obviously the most time-consuming part of the process. But Canva gives you a lot of great options for music, video. I saw someone in the chat say that the music was very dramatic, and that was definitely one of my prompts when looking through Canva's music options. You can also choose, as you see, the background behind Emily is like a little fireplace. That's just a video that Canva provides that I wanted to be like as a minute long or something like that. And you can also add sound effects. I don't know if you heard, but when Alex slams the door, I went through maybe like 20 different slamming door sound effects that Canva had available and picked the one that sounded the most realistic for what I was doing. And yeah, so basically these are all amazing things you can do with Canva, and this is definitely not sponsored by them, although I wish it would be. Okay.
We
So
do
now,
have a, I
go ahead.
mentioned earlier, we do have a Canva plugin. So all the capabilities of creating an
Yes.
avatar are also as an add-in on Canva. So if you're a Canva user, you want to just do a search for DID and you'll find it there. If you have a subscription to DID, it integrates automatically, and all your videos, all your images, everything you created converts over to Canva.
Yeah, I think it's called DID AI Presenters. You should find it pretty quickly. Okay. Next, our second channel. So this is where we wanted to kind of play around with DID agents, which is our product. And the idea being that, yeah, anyone can post a video to social media. And then what happens? Like, people don't get it. It's like kind of one-sided. You watch the video, you're done, and then that's it. So we wanted to add like an interactive element to this campaign. And what we did was that we took it to the next level, and we started uploading our avatar, Emily, into our agent, which is the agent part of the studio. So here again, I kept it to the same voice, accent, all those things, because obviously we wanted Emily to be the same across all platforms. Exactly. So when you do agents, and if you go into the platform, you'll see it's actually pretty like step-by-step guide. It's pretty simple to do. You enter your agent details. Her name's Emily. She speaks English. Her voice is Charlotte. And I also insert instructions for how we want the agent to interact with the audience. This kind of gives a little bit of, it's her personality. Yeah. Sometimes you want her like just off the top of my head, you could say, oh, answer in short, like annoyed way. And then you can literally make your agent be snippy to your audience if you think that's funny. But basically, it's kind of giving the personality for the agent and how they should respond to the questions that they're being asked. We also get to choose the welcome message. So if you see on the screen, it says, hi, I'm Emily. How can I help you? That could also be, hi, I'm Emily. Do you know where Alex is? Or hi, I'm Emily. Do you have any questions? You can choose that. And it also gives you the option of adding questions, suggested questions in case your audience comes in and they don't know what to ask. Like this basically starts the conversation and gives a little bit of a push. The other thing that's important with your agent, go ahead.
Hold on, I'm just gonna kind of stress how important this is in a marketing context, right? So you can start the conversation off, with what do you want to know about my products? What do you want to know about my services? What do you want to know about my delivery policy? Stuff like that. And you can also tailor these starting questions again to be very focused on what you're trying to achieve in your campaign. So how much does it cost, or where can I get it? Kind of more leading questions, very useful for marketers.
Yeah, it's definitely everything I'm talking about is kind of a story narrative kind of situation, but you could take Tony the Tiger, maybe someone not copywritten, and have him answer questions about cereal, so it really works with any kind of product or with any kind of storyline. And even more so, I was going to say that you have to build your agent's knowledge base. So obviously a lot of these agents pull from ChatGPT, which is information that's been uploaded from the internet, and she could probably tell you about the moon landing, but you wouldn't be able to Google and see how Emily feels about Alex. So what we did was we created a text-based document, no images or charts, and we created question and answer pairs. And I put down like sample questions here, it's not a question, but introduce your role in Whispers of the Heart. What sparked your concern at the cafe with Alex? Which crime families are you investigating? How has this investigation affected your relationship? And then I wrote out like a pretty detailed response to how heartbroken she is that Alex might be, you know, a member of the mafia or something like that. So that if you asked her that question, she would be able to form an answer that actually makes sense with her storyline. And so that's very critical, especially when you're talking about something that's not like fact-based or something that you just made up, so that your character stays in character, basically. Okay, I think we have another audience question. Unless you want to add something else.
No, I think we're ready to move ahead. You know, just before we kind of share the results of you know, that multi-platform or multi-channel campaign, you know, feel free to answer in chat. What would you like us to develop next? What kind of capabilities are you looking for in avatars? And I see some people are already writing responses. We'll add that to our kind of product pipeline wish list. And hopefully we'll be able to develop those things for you. So yeah, if you have any ideas, you know, things that you'd love avatars to do that can't do right now, you know, put it in chat. We'll have a look. Ready for the revelation?
I think you mentioned before that. Yeah, I was just going to say, one of the things you mentioned before is something I know customers ask for a lot, and it's animals being able to speak. So I don't know where that is in the pipeline, but that's definitely something that we get a lot of requests for. Yes, so let's go into the results of this campaign. Okay, so we organically posted the video. I didn't really mention the hashtag. I will say lessons learned. Hashtag love AI is way too generic. A lot of people really love AI. It didn't really give us results. So think about something that's a little bit more detailed and specific to your campaign. So we posted on Facebook, X, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. We found that our reach was 15.8 thousand. We had 3,000 impressions. And specifically for the agent, we had an average of 4.3 questions per user. That means that anytime anyone logged in to speak with Emily, they asked at least 4.3 questions, which means that they were pretty engaged. You know, they didn't kind of get bored pretty easily. Then we also, you know, this campaign was in February, and we had a newsletter, a monthly newsletter that we sent out at the end of February. And we shared Emily the Agent and saw a 200% spike in engagement, which was pretty awesome. And then we also, of course, took the opportunity to create this marketing asset, which is a case study called Love in the Age of AI, which also sits on our website with our other case studies. You can feel free to read and get more details about it. And I also kind of go through the steps that I just went through just now. Time to production was about 1 week. I would say from ideation to, you know, we came up with it in January, but it didn't go until February 14th. But like really the work didn't take more than a week. And for total cost, I really wanted to write zero because we really didn't pay for any vendors. But honestly, we have subscriptions to Canva and ChatGPT and of course the DID Studio. So we were estimating it to be around $40, which I think is pretty great. So
compare that to any
kind of reach.
Yeah, compare that to any you know, just other campaign and what you're investing in production and you're investing in boosting and you're investing in yeah, I don't know another way you could be as interactive.
And it was right. It was fully in-house. So I think part of what I think we're saying here is that you could have a marketing team of maybe 2 people. And one of them is a product marketer and one of them is just a marketing manager or whatever. And you don't need to hire a graphic designer or all that. You could do a lot of this stuff on your own. Obviously, you need time to play with Canva, but this is something that can be done like pretty in-house and organically and not too long. So yeah, so that's that case study.
Right. And just a reminder. So we created the agent interactive AI avatar. Now, once you've created one on the DID platform, you can either share it, so you know, put a link in your social media post, email, whatever, and then have your users speak to the agent, or you can just embed it on your website, you know, and you know it appears as a little pop-up at the bottom of the screen. You click it, and people can start engaging with the agent immediately. So those are kind of how you would potentially use an agent later on. We've got some time, and we have
I think
some
that
questions.
actually segues. that actually segues into one of the questions. Someone asked how you can create an agent and put it on your website. So maybe just go into how easily it is that we have like a little embed code that once you create it, Ron, maybe you can go into it.
Yeah, so it's again, it's simple. It's once you've created an agent, you've chosen the avatar that you want, chosen the voice, given all the details that you want, and once you've generated it, you click on the three dot icon, and then you can either share it or embed it. Again, there's some variation between the different DID plans that you're subscribed to in terms of the number of agents you can embed. But it's very simple to use in any case. So let's take a few more questions from the Q&A. Do you have it open there for you, Libby?
Yeah, so I'll start. I'll go back to the beginning. Someone asked, can we use our own avatar here, or do we have to choose one of the set ones on the platform?
So I guess the answer to that is depends. So if we're talking about a photo-based avatar, then it can be any image as long as it's a face. So it can be a photograph. It can be an image you created in an AI image generator. It can be a statue. It can be a oil painting. It can be anything that a wall, mural, graffiti, anything that has a face. And our algorithm can recognize it as such, can be animated. But if you want what we call the premium avatars, or the ones that you saw that are half body and move their hands, that either you choose from kind of a pre-existing bank of those premium avatars, or if you're an enterprise customer, then you can send us video of yourself, and we'll turn that into an avatar of yourself or of your company mascot or CEO or whatever, and then that avatar is available only for you in your studio, and you can change the language they speak, their voice they have, what they say, obviously. So that's the versatility that exists there.
I will also add that we do have moderation, so you can't use any celebrities, famous people. If you try to upload it, I think the system will just say unable to use the image, and it's pretty good. It actually detects, if someone is, I don't even know, Elvis Presley, it probably wouldn't let you do it. So that there is some moderation in that end.
That said, if you own the rights to the image, or if you have permission from the person, then that moderation can be lifted for that specific account. We have a question. Future avatar could also learn answers from the specified URL. So it's not you can't train the model as you might an LLM, but you augment the knowledge with information. So whatever is in your knowledge base is what the agent knows.
Yeah, and you could choose whether it's going to be grounded or not. You could say it could be hybrid, where you can also choose from your knowledge base, or wherever the LLM it's pulling from, or not. We also have, I think, a blog post that explains, best practices for uploading a knowledge base and data set, so that in case you want to try it, you can read through the blog and see what the best way to do that is.
Right. Yeah, a lot of helpful information there. Also, if you want to use the API, we have documentation available on the studio, kind of step-by-step guides for anything you want to do. We have a question here: can DID be installed and run on local on-prem servers, based on highly sensitive client network environment? Example for government, pharmaceutical companies. Great question. The answer is yes, but through the API. So you'd need to have some kind of development, coding skill, and generate an API key. In general, we have pretty strict privacy policy. You can see all that on our website. Another question here is
someone just asked.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You can
Yeah,
go.
so somebody has is Slovak language supported? I believe so. We'll have to check. You got another question, Libby?
Someone asked which social channel gave us the best results. I just want to say quickly, LinkedIn, I think, had the best results significantly. And also to piggyback off of that, someone asked, what is Alex's past that Emily discovered? You will just have to ask Emily. She is still live. We can, when we send an email follow-up, we can send a link to her agent so that you can ask her questions.
A very key question, where can I rewatch this webinar? So we're gonna, this is being recorded. It'll be available on our website, and we'll share it on social media, newsletters, stuff like that going forward.
Hey, someone just asked, actually, we're looking for voices with German accent talking in English. I don't know specifically about German. We'll have to also get back on that, but there are a lot of languages where if you choose the language, but you write the text in English, it will do an accent. It's not always perfect. I think you can kind of try it out, but there are options for things like that. We just have so many different types of voices and tones that it's worth giving a shot and see if it fits your needs.
Another question here, is there a way to embed the agent on a website so it's not limited to a small circle? Yes, again, a lot more versatility through the API. The default is that appearance of a circle that you click on and expands into a rectangle. But if you have the development chops, you can customize that any way you like. Any other questions there? I think we're gonna try to wrap it up.
A lot of questions, just to sum up it, asking about enterprise pricing. So when we do send a follow-up email with a recording, we'll send like a link to how for someone to follow up with you about enterprise pricing, since I see a good number of those questions. We'll make sure someone gets in touch with you.
Right. All right, I think we're about done. Let's just invite you as we wrap up to follow us on social media. We've got, as Libby showed in the campaign, we've got on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter or X, TikTok, and we just recently opened a community on Discord that everybody's welcome to join. Great place for asking questions, kind of sharing your work, getting inspired by other work. A good time to be had there, and we're monitoring that practically 24/7. And let's plug our upcoming webinar. So that's scheduled for July 9th, just a couple of weeks from now, and it is all about agents for enterprises. We're going to be sharing some case studies in more of a business setting. So lots to look forward to there. Some of our account executives will be there. Hopefully we'll have some interesting guests to share their details soon. We'll be talking about how they use agents and what that delivered for them. Libby, any final thoughts?
Well, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it.
All right. Well,
hopefully
thank
we'll
you,
have more
Libby.
stories for you guys soon.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Libby. It was a pleasure doing this webinar with you. Thanks everyone for joining, and let's keep following us and stay tuned for the next webinar very shortly. Bye.
Bye. Have a good one.